right, we'll get it going. Welcome to the Elk Season Podcast, Season 2, Episode 14. We are the Chambers Brothers. My name is Harold.
I don't know what that meant, but my name is David.
And tonight on the Elk Season Podcast,
We have a few stories. Record bull moose.
yeah,
It seems pretty cool.
it's just so cool to look at.
I've got a poaching story.
Oh, you do?
Got a poaching story from here in Idaho.
Oh,
It's crazy.
okay.
My wife sent me this. Vesta sent me this.
Wow. All right.
What else did we have? Elk in Yellowstone is another story I'm bringing to us.
Okay.
And
okay. There's a few there.
we're going to have, as we mentioned in our last podcast, a live action arrow fletching.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's right.
I did a majority of your arrows and got everything sort of looking pretty for you.
Yeah.
But then I'll tilt my camera on my phone and I'll kind of show everybody how I fletch arrows. There's a million ways to do it. This
Sure,
is just the way that I do it, but I think it'll be fun to kind of see how I go, and I'll provide where I'm at with why I do what I do. And of course, I'm always open to suggestions. So if you see this and you're like, doing it wrong, great. Tell me how you do it right.
Yeah.
Because I might consider that. Because there's a lot of different ways to do it. But what I have and what is it that my mentality is, try to do the best with what you have. And I've had some stuff for a long time, and I'm finally gotten back into just using what I have. So that's where I'm at. And then I also have the new manual for the Idaho fishing game.
Yeah,
big
for the
game.
new season. Yeah.
And so that's in there. There's some information on elk, and I also had some thoughts on pronghorn that I want to share with you.
Really? Okay.
Nothing major, but just kind of it was kind of excited for a moment,
Yeah.
but then I realized, oh, it's really not that exciting. But it could be, and I'll tell you about
If
that
it
when we get
excites
to
you,
it.
then
So,
it's exciting.
that's right.
That's right.
That's right. So, and that and a bit more, but we'll see what we get to and how much fun we have, and where do we want to start today?
I had an interesting run-in. Now, I don't know if I told you this story, but when I was in Mexico, the first guy I got in the elevator with, he was from Colorado,
Okay.
and I spark up a conversation about elk immediately. By the time the elevator opens, we're talking about wolves.
I kind of remember a hint of this conversation.
So,
I don't think you gave me everything.
I do
though.
remember telling you about it. I'm just like, oh, look, it's nice to be in Mexico. Hey, where are you from? Oh, Colorado. All right, let's talk. And he ended up being an elk hunter, and he had elk pictures on his phone.
Nice.
And we both had our phones out swiping, going, hey, look at this elk, look at this elk.
Nice.
Anyway, so that was a fun run-in. But there was I talked to a guy at the gym yesterday who I met on the hill while I was hunting with you.
Yeah.
And I know I've talked about him before, because when our hunting area burned, he's the one who sent it to me.
Okay.
He's like, hey, look at this. Did you know this? And I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And he talks about some of the other areas. Anyways, it was Monday, and I go, hey, Patrick, less than 100 days till elk season. Only 99. It was like, that was all that we needed.
Yeah.
It was like, well, we're not going to get any work done in the gym at all.
Anything to not do work. I got it.
Yeah. It was like a trap. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want to talk elk with that guy. Anyway, so that was that. I just
All right.
It's just fun. It's just fun to run into people who are from that area, so I can talk specifics.
Yeah.
And
that's right. That's right.
He can talk specifics.
It is nice to.
Yeah.
I haven't run into anybody because I don't do anything other than when I go to work.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate that it's nice when you run into somebody and it's like, oh yeah, I go up there too. And you just, oh yeah, you know this.
And he was
ravine and that
asking
ravine.
about bears.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He goes, I've never seen any bears up there. You seen any bears up there?
You've seen one, and I didn't
yeah.
see it.
Yeah,
I almost stepped on one. That made my heart jump.
Yeah. And then I talked to him about wolves. I go, I saw those wolves probably less than a half a mile from where we met.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyways, that was
I had a curiosity earlier today.
Yeah.
About the Sawtooth Zone and a little place where some cameras sit.
Yes.
Have you had any thoughts? Just I know I'm kind of asking you on the spot.
Yes. My thoughts were a couple of things. My thoughts are, I have no idea when you remember how bad the snow was last June when we went in, and we went in on June 26th.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the snow was terrible.
I know. And
so the thought that I had was there is a bike trail system
okay.
that goes up there.
Yeah.
And if we could take our mountain bikes up, then we would still have to hike a considerable amount.
Yeah.
But we could hike up a lower trail. We could bike up a lower trail, then hike up the mountain to the cameras, hike back down to the bikes, and then take the bikes down to the car. So yeah, I've thought about it.
Okay.
That's all I have on that subject.
Because I've got an agenda, and I have it every year, and I never follow through with it. I'm unable to go to the family camp out this year because of the dates. But I told the boys we're going to go once a month, starting in June, camping. So we have 3 places we're going to go.
Awesome.
So one is the location, the valley where we like to hunt.
Okay.
Another one is Iron Bog Lake.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then the other one is South Fork Boise River.
Okay.
So,
oh yeah.
And as soon as things calm down river-wise, we're gonna start planning those trips. But I had just always trying to think ahead, and it doesn't always work. Planning ahead is sometimes fallible.
Sometimes.
I marked off the calendar for the weekend of your birthday.
Yeah.
Even though your birthday's like on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I marked off the weekend prior.
Okay.
In case we were able to go do something. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what you have planned. Maybe you have something else going on, but I'm just saying I'm having a crown replaced on the 27th. Oh, so that would be after that weekend. So sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, so the weekend before your birthday.
Okay.
So
you want to pencil that in?
I don't know.
Yeah,
is the snow going to be gone? Because that's a couple of days earlier than we went.
And it's been cool this year so far.
So snowshoes? Maybe. I don't know.
You know what? If we approach it from a different angle, we shouldn't have a problem with the snow.
Maybe.
Right? We know enough about that area now, having hiked it.
Yeah.
If we came up from the bottom, there's bare hillsides to hike across.
Yeah.
So I think we could do a better job.
So you put some thought into that. If that's something you want to do, I did kind of pencil that. I just thought,
Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah.
And I don't know if I told you this, but I just seems like there's been a theme that started to pick up steam in the last several years. Like, hey, on your birthday, it's like camp time. Because we went went up to the valley that we like to hunt.
Yeah.
And we had the deer coming into camp and licking our plates that one time, right? So I just, felt like, it
so
seems
right. there's Father's Day and then there's my birthday. So Father's Day I got to spend with family, but it sounds terrible. But on my birthday, screw those idiots. I want to do something on my own. No, but I go, Father's Day I want to be with my family. My family does not want to be with me when I'm camping.
Right.
That really is the issue. Because I like camping. The rougher the better. I mean, if I had the means to have a big trailer and all that, maybe.
I bought 4 life straws today at Costco.
Oh yeah,
$30, which brings each one under $10.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
getting everybody hooked up. I said to Vesta, I go, now even you have a life straw, which means you could survive if you wanted.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, you want me to survive? I go, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Anyway, can't believe I just put that on a podcast.
It comes and goes.
She's gonna. Anyway.
So the birthday hike has definitely become a thing. In fact, we hiked up and found antlers a long time ago before you were married.
Yeah,
on my birthday.
Pioneer.
Yeah. And so I've done a bunch of stuff on my.
I don't know if I should have said that on this podcast, but I said it.
It's all right. What did you say?
I don't know.
The Pioneer District, the whole thing. It's like.
Yeah. I guess I didn't say anything more specific
pack of wolves
than
that live in the Pioneer District.
Yeah, they all gnaw on them bones.
So yeah, anyway. I know guys. So I know guys. What's funny is I know guys that go, "Hey, where do you hunt?" I'll say, "Oh, I love up in the Pioneer." Sometimes I'll just tell guys the creek. I go, "This is a creek I hunt."
Yeah.
Some guys though won't even. Not even a hint of a whisper of a thought of a shadow of where they go.
It's like
not even what district they get their tag for. It's so funny.
And on top of that, they sometimes won't even tell you that they hunt in Idaho, which is kind of bizarre. Because you ran into them in Idaho. I have found that, and I know I've made jokes about this, but there are guys who say they get their elk every year. Yeah.
And so anytime somebody says they get their elk every year, or anytime somebody says they got an elk and they want to show pictures, I always say something to the effect of, "Oh, you're probably one of the guys that gets his elk every year." Right? And And it's happened 3 times so far where the guy has said, well, not last year. That's happened to me 3 times.
That's funny.
I know I made a joke about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally that guy. I'm totally the guy who gets my, not last year. Last year didn't count. Listen, last year was rough.
I'm going to say something bold here. I get my elk every year. I really do. My elk tag, that is.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah. So, anyways, one of these guys I met in college was one of these elk hunters, and he used to bow hunt. Now he strictly rifle hunts. And I go, oh, you probably get your elk every year. Yes, I do. Well, not last year. Anyway, sorry. So, so that's just an observation of elk hunters in general. It's just
pride is a good thing mostly.
And growing up in Montana, there wasn't always confirmation. You couldn't always confirm that that's what had happened. And yeah, I just asked this guy. Well, he moved, and so.
Yeah. Should we just do the fletchings real quick?
Yeah, you want to get after
adjust
that?
this camera.
Yeah,
I'm going to adjust my camera to look down. I've got a little bench here. Not a particular bench. Nothing fancy here, folks. This is just what do we say, amateur hour on the fletching show. So
the whole idea of Elk Season or the Elk Season podcast is to keep everybody's mind, everybody who wants to archery elk hunt, everybody's mind thinking about archery elk all year long. And I know a lot of guys focus on every single aspect, every single detail, or just a few details. Most guys just focus on a few details. They focus on how far you can shoot, what does your arrow weigh. I mean, they know to the gram. They know all this stuff, and it's really great. I can shoot my bow effectively, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't put a lot of weight in how important those things are. I've just been shooting for so long.
And I don't want to put too much weight into it, but I want to be intentional with it. And that's what I've done with this.
Indeed, yeah.
And something that was interesting to me, that the evolution of my arrow fletching understanding started with when I went down to our local arrow professional here downtown. And I was trying to understand the consistency of my arrows or something. And he takes a couple shots with my bow, and he takes a look at what I have. And I didn't have a whisker biscuit, but I had the thing that's next to a whisker biscuit. It's like got the little, it's like a whisker biscuit light. I don't know what it's called.
Right.
And he shows me, he goes, because I'm using these fletchings. So these are what I have here that I'm putting on this particular arrow are nitro fletchings, nitro veins, and they are 2-inch arrows. And so, you've probably seen these hanging up at your local store. The fletching is broad enough that when it goes through that little circular arrow rest, it's rubbing on the rest. You can see where it's left fletching markings. And that's causing the arrow to just get knocked off that much that it's never going to be consistent.
Just a little bump is all it ever takes.
So upon that realization, he goes, you probably want, he says, and didn't hold back. And I thought, well, that's peculiar, but you are the professional, so there's probably something to that. So I won't read too much into it. He goes, I hate these kinds of arrow rests.
Yeah.
So he wasn't trying to upsell me. He just let me know in his own professional, non-professional way, I don't like this. Yeah. This is not a good setup. But upon that, though, he goes, I know what to do. And he takes a 4-inch fletching that's shallower. It's not as deep in terms of the
yeah.
And so he puts those on the arrow. And when I come back and we shoot it, I'm like, I've never seen my arrows fly so consistently.
Yeah.
So it made me go, I need to be more thoughtful. And something that I heard about when I lived in Pocatello before I really got back into bow hunting and being more serious about it was I ran into people who bow hunted, and they were all using fall away rest.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you never go back. And I was like, well, I would want to use this, or I want to use that. And like, no. And so I hesitated. Finally, I got a fall away rest.
Yeah.
And I saw my arrows fly even better.
Yeah.
Right. But after the wear and tear, and because I don't just fix my arrows like I should, and there's probably more maintenance that I should do, and I'm probably in a better routine than I used to be. And of course, you're seeing my table here in the shot. I last year realized I had one arrow that had fletchings that were decent enough to shoot. The rest of them are tore up. I was out shooting, and I had 2 arrows, and we go back to the days where we only had 2 arrows between the two of us.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't like that. I want to have more than 2 arrows. So what that means, I have
probably
to,
smart. Yeah.
a week and a half before the season starts, I've got to re-fletch my arrows. There's no way a shop's going to be able to get this done in time for me.
Right.
But I have this right here, and if I can, thought I brought the case in with me.
Oh.
I guess I didn't. I think it's the Arizona Easy Fletch is what it's called.
Okay.
So there's I'm not digging this yellow tag out to read it to you. Anyway, the point is, I have this, and I'm like, well, I have to do that, but that's going to put me in a different type of fletching. So I'm really nervous last year before I go hunting because I've got to put on completely different fletchings than I've had for the last almost 10 years.
And you are gonna practice?
So well, yeah, I have to. In fact, I talked to you about it. I go, I've got to put these fletchings on. I have to get out and see what this does.
Yeah.
And so I put these fletchings on. I go out and I practice, and I was amazed to see that it flew even straighter.
Okay. Okay.
That was my experience. And so I was very pleased with that. It gave me a confidence level that I needed.
Yeah.
Considering what I had to go through right before the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty quick process. But one of the things that I've learned as I've gone through this is, and this actually, I've reminded myself when I did most of your arrows last week, lay your glue on its side.
Yeah.
So a little amateur pro tip, because otherwise you're going to be sitting
Does
here
it run slow?
trying to dab it. So this leaves the glue sort of headed towards the nozzle.
Okay.
Leave the knock out for now. I just need to have these ready to go. Let me get 3 of these. Now these are sort of, I'm doing a practice arrow.
Right.
So I didn't want to screw something up live. I wanted to focus everything.
Right. We got a small bundle of arrows, just for the fun stuff. You put a blunt. You want to hit. You want to shoot grouse or rock chucks or something.
So those are the arrows that I did last week for you.
These are mine, orange and green. Very nice. Thank you.
And so using different wraps. So the wraps versus just putting the
nice. Yeah.
Rather than just putting the glue on the shaft here, which I've been doing. That's a lot to clean up. It leaves a lot of nasty little mess. So I use a razor blade very carefully to scrape off the glue residue, but I don't want to be scraping too much of the resin off of the arrow itself.
Right.
And so the wrap to me makes the most sense. So I'm putting a wrap on so that if the fletchings come off, I can take the wrap off, new wrap, new fletching. So
okay.
And this is a pretty simple process. This is how I go about it. Now I actually use a dinner mat table or those dinner mats that are like foam? And there's different types of dinner mats or table mats, right? So some are made of wood, some are made of but we have some foam ones out there.
Okay.
And so that's what this is. This is a foamy seat. And I want that because when I put this wrap on, I want to be able to put even pressure on and roll the arrow in a certain way.
Okay.
So you'll see me do that.
That makes sense.
So this part, I need to get rid of everything else there. Whoops. I'm going to need that in a minute.
Okay. Oh, I can get it.
I got it. All right. So let's see if I can reach this down here. Oh, I'm a lefty, so that probably works. Just stop. Okay.
You need a stop for it to keep it from rolling?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I just because this isn't going to roll off, and I just want to make sure that the symbol. I like to, you put your symbols on however you want.
You like to put them on the right way?
Well, it is on the right, on the left. You're right, and you're always right. So here's the tricky part. So the first time I did this, I had the arrow way too far over. So I like to go, maybe a 1/16 of an inch away from the end, maybe 2/16, whatever that is. There's probably
1/8.
1/8. That's what I meant to say. And so
Sure.
The trick is here. I'm gonna have to get away from the mic here so I can kind of focus. Just to make sure that this is as aligned as possible. So you'll see slight variations, just ever so slightly on a couple of your arrows, because this is going to roll over. Line. But for the most part, as long as you can align this pretty straight and you put even pressure on, it's a pretty straightforward.
It'll look sharp. Yeah.
So let me go ahead and do this real quick.
Let's see this happen.
Oh no. It's taking me way too long.
It's all right. It's all right.
There it is.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, and I got a crease. Oh, it came out though. Whew.
Oh, nice.
Well, not really. Oh, I'm gonna redo that. That's crappy.
Okay.
You know what it is though?
What?
I'm gonna have to step out because this is too cushiony. This is too much padding.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't get the even pressure, so I talked about even pressure, and I
Yeah.
have not. This is not how I.
Well, give me your little iPad. You can run out real quick. I'll talk about Grizzly 399. I looked up Grizzly 399 on Wikipedia this week.
I got to get this off first, and then I'll do that.
And Grizzly 399 has. So I saw that she's had 18 cubs, and she has been spotted. It is official. I have seen that she has been spotted with one new cub this year, but she is responsible, which is her 18th cub. So I thought for some reason that number was higher. I know that there's another grizzly bear in Yellowstone with more cubs than 399, but something fascinating I found out about Grizzly 399. She has taught her cubs, she doesn't just know, she has taught her cubs to stay away from people.
Wow.
She teaches them. She teaches them in September that even when a guy kills an elk, you stay back and wait for the gut pile. You don't go in. You keep that much distance. Isn't that crazy?
That is amazing.
Yeah. And so she's teaching her kids that. I don't know if I'm going to remember anything more
I wondered if that was the bulk of it.
from this. Let's see here. Well, now I don't know where her Wikipedia page is. I thought I uploaded it. But her, well, we'll just edit some of this out. We'll just take a second. I'll edit it out and we'll, sorry. That's okay.
All right, I need to get official gear here for amateur hour. Dinner mat that really needs to be washed. Yes, that's mine.
Okay, that's your dinner mat.
That's my dinner mat. And this has got a little bit of a bevel, but I needed something hard.
Yeah, okay.
And this is not so thick, but it's just enough to be able to apply even pressure.
Okay.
So, luckily, these are fairly cheap, $13 for a whole pack of these. And
How many's in a pack?
I don't know. There's a whole bunch.
Oh, okay.
So, you know,
And they didn't come with the.
you have to buy them separate. So
okay.
the fletchings, I think, were $13. These were $13. The knocks
Okay.
were like $4. It's really not that expensive.
Yeah.
The easy this I bought at Sportsman's Warehouse
Yeah.
in like 2014.
Ooh.
I bought it a while ago. So
Really?
this was about $70. This was expensive. It might have been $50, $60, but it was up there.
There is a new outdoor store moving into the Treasure Valley, moving into the Boise area. It will have a Ferris wheel inside. Do you know how Cabela's is practically a museum?
Yeah.
It's huge. This one is going to have a Ferris wheel inside.
What's the
I
company?
don't remember.
Because is that not Bass Pro Shop is
No.
Cabela's. So
I know. It's a different. I don't know.
There's one from back east I saw in an episode. Forgive me if. Sorry, there's a bunch of residue on this. So luckily this is this is a
very
waste
clean
arrow.
shirt.
A waste arrow. There's an episode of American Chopper.
Yeah.
Where they did a sporting goods one, and they went to the sporting goods store, and they're like, "Give us all this crap," and they went out and just were being stupid on that motorcycle show.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's that.
It might be.
I don't know what the name of this shop was.
I forget the name of the shop. I'd never heard of it. But there's
All
Bass
right.
Pro Shops, Cabela's, and Sportsman's Warehouse, and they're all kind of the same kind of thing.
So, anyway, interesting.
Ferris wheel for some
Crazy.
reason.
So let's see if I can get this one done right this time.
All right.
Easy now.
Steady. Oh, yeah. Way better.
Oh yeah, I can feel how much better pressure I could put on
Yeah.
that. So that was the ticket right there. So make sure, have a hard surface, a very thin pad, not a big foamy seat that you'd sit on. So now.
Okay. Now we can fletch it.
Now I feel good about that. So in order to fletch it though, I need that knock back. Where did I put that knock?
The what?
The knock.
Oh.
It disappeared on us.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and get this turned up.
Okay.
Because I can do everything.
Yeah, I thought you. Well, we'll find it.
If anything else, if it rolled off somewhere, I've got plenty. So just give me one of the knocks off of one of these.
Sure. All right. So now we've got an extra knock. So I'm guessing the fletching attachment has to use the knock to sort of center it.
Yeah. So the Easy Fletcher. There's a little.
I had a teacher in junior high named Mr. Fletcher. Was he there when you came through?
Yeah.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
I don't think I had him. So
Mr. Fletcher was the first teacher. Actually, this does relate to elk. He was the first teacher I ever remember telling me he had shot an elk.
Oh, wow.
Because it was 7th grade. And it was, all the teachers in grade school are mostly female. But you get into junior high, now there's cool teachers, right?
Yeah.
Now there's, I don't know, you feel like a little bit more of an adult. Anyways, he talks about hunting elk and he talked about killing an elk. So that's what I remember about Mr. Fletcher.
So the he was an English teacher?
History.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have Mr. Fletcher, but I know who you're talking about because
Yeah.
I remember him being there, and I think Lorna had him or somebody like that.
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough, because there's a little bit of give here, your fletching has wiggle room inside this
Holder?
holder, jig, if you will.
Okay.
And so I've found that you want to make sure that you start at the top and push down so it stays seated correctly.
Okay.
So that when it folds up onto the shaft, it's not misaligned. There are a couple arrows, I think the black and white ones, where one of them, because I started with those ones to kind of remind myself, where I was kind of going from the bottom to the top and it pulled it out of its sequence. So it's like
gotcha.
barely down.
Okay.
I don't know in the long run on any arrow that it's going to make a huge difference. Not that at least you and I would really bark at, but there are people out there like, it's imperfect, take it back.
Sure.
So I already screwed up my whole glue in the tip thing, but here we go. Okay. So I always use a little bit more glue than probably I need to, and I don't clean them up like some people probably do. But there are little tiny, if you are looking at these fletchings, there's little tiny bubbles, or would I say, not bubbles,
divots?
But divots, yeah.
Okay.
And so you kind of want to use the tip of the glue dispenser to kind of push it into the divots so that there's full coverage of glue into this. And I actually really like this jig. And I like having found better fletchings because the fletchings I originally bought to put on arrows, I hated. I never liked them. They were ugly looking. I like these sleeker looking arrows or fletchings. And I could show you some other time a demonstration of not a demonstration of fletching those, but what they look like. Because I have an arrow out there with those old fletchings on, and they're just like, it's so dumb. I don't like them. But if you think about, with the exception of the little, it's not very bright in here, so I'm trying to make sure. With the exception of me trying to make sure I can see what I'm doing, having to step out to get the correct mechanism, we're almost done. It's just as simple as this.
Kaboom. Okay.
You just kind of put this on there to put the pressure on.
Okay.
And by the time we're done with our podcast, we can take this out.
Okay.
And you can take it by the time you get home, it's dry.
And that's it.
That's it.
Okay. How long does it need to sit?
10 seconds.
Oh, really? That's all.
30 seconds.
Oh,
the longer, the better.
Right.
I tried the 10 seconds because I was reading the bottle and it's like, you can do this within seconds. And so I'm like, okay, I did seconds. And I had to redo it because the fletching started to come off when I pulled the jig off.
Oh.
So, but yeah. So hopefully that was useful for somebody, whoever saw it. It's a pretty simple process.
Was that jig expensive?
It was like $50-$60.
Oh, okay.
But that was 2014. So, and I was going to get rid of it at one point.
Decade ago.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I've had it, and I've only in the last, I finally pulled it back out last year because I'm like, I had to do something. I had one arrow. If I shoot and I miss and he's still there for me to shoot, I have no more arrows to shoot.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but I dig these, and I hope, and I'm confident you'll like them too. And if
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
any issues, of course, you know who to run to.
yes, I do.
And so
Yeah, very cool.
And if you decide you don't like them, you can always.
Well, we'll definitely get
yourself.
We'll definitely get some more practice in. I came across a archery shoot, a 3D archery shoot. You pay $30 to enter, and you go and you hang out with a bunch of archery guys. But it was like up in Nampa or something. So I go, all right, well, maybe when they have one around here, we should sign up. Just put in and just do it and just have some fun. And
I just got to know. I think the best thing to do is go down to Advantage Archery and just check in with them.
Yeah.
And there's a guy in Buell too that does this stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Just got to remember to
force
do it.
ourselves to get out and shoot is what it would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do need to do that.
Okay.
It's a what would I say? It's something I lack doing a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So just make sure everything's still going. Good. Okay.
We've
done a couple things. We had a taste testing one time.
Yeah.
We've done an arrow fletching. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we flat out cooked.
Oh yeah.
You say taste testing, that was a cook. We flat out cooked that.
Yeah.
Right here on the podcast.
That's right. Who knows what will happen next season? Oh wait. This is all happening this season.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So all right. So I guess we can segue here to I'm just going to jump into an elk story.
Okay.
If you go to Yellowstone, and this happened last week, the Wyoming Fish, Wildlife, and whatever are saying to tourists, don't try to pet the baby calves.
Yeah.
The aggressive cows will defend their children.
Like aggressive.
Like
moms
a parent
would.
Yeah. So, don't pet the baby calves.
Yeah.
Don't try to save the just don't. Nature needs to do its thing, and nature is more amongst humanity, so just leave them alone.
Yeah.
So yeah. And you already talked about Grizzly 399.
I did. I talked a little bit about it. She's just interesting, and a lot of people watch her, and we'll make sure to have more updates here. But yeah, she's confirmed with a new cub this year. So
yeah,
that's good. Good to know.
Did we already talk about the knee pain?
No, we haven't.
Okay, talk about knee pain, and it has nothing to do with our age. I mean,
my knee's getting better.
Oh, good.
So when I packed my elk out last year, my hip and my knee kind of bugged me, and then I took I kind of took it easy, and then I went to CrossFit competition, and it kind of hurt again, and then I decided to train even more, and then it hurt really bad, and then I'm like, oh, this is not getting better. Quickly like I thought it would. And so I've been very, very careful with it, and it has gradually been getting better.
It's a process.
It's not 100%. It's not back to 100% better yet.
I have a colleague who got double hip replacement right before Christmas.
Ooh,
still to the end of the semester.
Yeah,
having days.
Yeah,
it's a process. It takes time.
Yeah, and so I've been doing a lot of research about knees. I follow this guy on TikTok called Knees Over Toes. He talks about the importance of walking backwards to strengthen your knees, and especially if you're pulling something, if you have like a sled pull, you can pull something and walk backwards. That's really good for your knees, and just making sure you have good flexibility in your knees. It's all part of staying and getting fit for elk season. You need your knees, and we've seen episodes of elk hunting on YouTube where a knee can shut you down.
Yep,
it shut you down, and that was an incredible episode too when they went elk hunting in Alaska.
Yeah,
the Elk 101 guys, and they're like, okay, Donnie got hurt, and they're like, we'll be back in a couple of days. That was insane. That was insane.
Yeah.
But you can go from everything's 100% to this is an emergency.
Yep.
Get out of the woods.
Where's the helicopter
situation? Yeah.
Get your inReach on.
And so I know that a slip and fall statistically is going to get all of us.
Yeah.
A slip and fall. Slip and fall got our dad. Right?
Yeah.
That's how he broke his hip.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. So really, really watch your step. Make sure you shovel your walk. Make sure you put lots of salt out. Don't use no sodium chloride. You use calcium chloride.
Is that going to save the concrete?
It from what?
The concrete doesn't react well to salt. According to the people who put in my concrete, they're like, don't use salt on the concrete.
Okay.
They didn't say salt on the concrete.
Okay.
They didn't say salt on the concrete.
Okay.
They didn't say salt on the
Just
concrete.
given half the
sodium.
I know this has nothing to do with elk.
Sodium chloride only will melt the ice to a certain temperature. And sometimes it's just a little bit colder than that. And if you have just wet steps,
Yeah.
right, and it's cold enough,
The water expands and you
you
get ice.
are gonna slip and fall. And the difference between a good day and a life-changing day is a slip and fall.
I'm always hot. I'm always hot.
Yeah.
I'm always eager to get out there and scrape off our sidewalk and driveway because the way that our house sits, if I
Never
get
gets sun.
No,
The driveway doesn't.
the driveway gets all the afternoon sun.
Yeah, in the afternoon.
And so in the morning, if I can get that scraped off, by the evening it's all dry.
Yeah.
Because even in 40 below, it's the evaporation process is amazing. So I hate it when I'm at work and it's snowing and I have to. Anyway.
So, anyways, I always want to remind people to be careful. I do need a new pair of boots this year because those things were slipping underneath me
Yeah, that's right.
last year because I'd worn them
And
down.
I had to buy a brand new pack and brand new boots last year. I put another $500 into this game just for one season.
Cha-ching!
I know that's it. For some of you, like that's it.
I think
I do that every year. Like
I think the day before I killed my first elk, I think I spent $700 at Sportsman.
jeez.
I think that's true. I bought so much gear. Yeah.
I do remember.
Because you save up and you save up and I just never wanted to pull the trigger on any of this equipment. One of it was a GPS. It was a $400 GPS. I go, I'm going out there alone. I might as well know where I am.
Yeah.
And that was smart.
I did that. I did the 500 GPS thing, and then I did the 300 InReach thing. And
Yeah.
by the way, InReach was like 209 at Sportsman's last week. And right now, it's like on sale. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it can get expensive, and
All hobbies are. But you know what? I'm not price tagging this. If I want cheap, easy meat, I will go to Costco. That is simple.
By the way, it's the best cheap, easy meat you'll get.
Is a Costco.
I'm sorry.
It is so good. Costco steak.
I should mention that they are not sponsoring us to say that.
They don't
We have
to.
no affiliation
okay.
with them. But I was just,
It's
Vess
okay.
and I were just talking today, like, we finally learned our lesson.
Yeah.
Like, if we want meat, we're going to Costco. Because anywhere else we go, it's just not that good.
Right. There's something different about Costco meat. I don't know why. Anyway.
It must be whatever they're feeding them cattle. All right. I'm trying to decide where to go next. Do we want, I guess I'll throw it out there to you. You want record breaker or do you want heartbreaking?
Well, I don't know what the heartbreaking story is about. What's that about?
Well, it's heartbreaking because of the nature of what it is.
Okay.
And,
Is it the poaching?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk poaching.
3 family members have been convicted on multiple charges for illegally hunting elk near Arco.
Oh, man. Does it say their names?
Let's see here. Idaho Fish and Game received intelligence that suggested family members of the Curtis family
Okay.
have been illegally harvesting animals over multiple decades.
Wow.
With 3 dedicated to help, with the dedicated help of 4 witnesses, 3 men were tried and convicted.
Wow.
They were found guilty and issued a total of 10 felony charges and 8 misdemeanor charges. Each violator was fined $1,300, paid $6,000 in restitution, given 10-year hunting and trapping license suspension. That seems light to me, I'll be honest.
10-year
If
suspension.
you've been doing this over decades and you only have a 10-year suspension,
Yeah.
I think that seems a little unfair to the animals. This story serves as a reminder that there are repercussions. I'm going to agree, repercussions, yes, but I guess for someone who is a first-gen hunter, working my tail off to get close to these animals, never successfully harvested, it's really heartbreaking.
Frustrating.
And frustrating because
to know
we're
that
doing
people will
everything
just
right.
cheat to win.
Have I been perfect? No. But have I done everything I can to try to make sure that I feel yes.
Yeah.
And I'm so to know that animals that I could have killed were killed by somebody else.
Yeah.
Because they're just being and then
just
only 10
greed.
years.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm not going to be greedy with their sentences. That's the law. The law took its course.
Right.
I have to honor that. I'm fine, but it just seems a little bit light. But anyway,
Well, that's frustrating because we Arco, man. We hunt those elk.
Yeah.
We hunt those same elk. A lot of guys from around here do.
Yeah.
Ah, that's rude. Okay, well, they're caught now. So
well, that's
a bummer. Okay.
Well, let's take it up a notch. Let's actually go.
That's why I want to do the record breaker after that. Let's lift it up.
Yeah. So an 84-inch wide, unofficial world record moose.
Just to gaze upon the spectacle that is this antler skull combo.
I know. And
just to gaze upon it.
So it's like it's a screenshot.
Yeah.
I don't, and I want to zoom in to look at it closer, but I don't have to go very far before it's already off the screen.
Right.
It's huge.
It's so big, and there's a guy standing with
that
it.
right there. There's a guy standing behind it. It's like, how did this animal hold its head up?
Oh my gosh! Right.
This looks like
how strong does your neck have to be to carry that rack around?
It looks like a mythological creature from Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, that's beautiful.
Isn't that something? I know. You're like, well, I don't care about records. I don't care. Well, I care about that one. I mean,
it's impressive.
Yeah, it's neat.
I mean, here's another way to look at this.
Okay.
This animal could have lived its entire life. It could have lived its entire life and died, and nobody ever saw it.
Nobody ever. And I'm sure there's bigger ones that never knew. Nobody ever knew they existed.
So I'm just saying, I'm not even mad that it's not mad. I'm just like, it's cool to know that can exist. Yeah. And I think through healthy conservation efforts and healthy attitude towards getting out and helping the ecosystem thrive and survive, you get those opportunities. You get those experiences.
Yeah.
So.
You got to know your area, though.
Yeah. Tell me about North Carolina.
I talked about this on my radio show today.
Okay.
Because it is a $97 million real estate listing. But it is 6,500 acres of nearly untouched Appalachian ecosystem.
Jeez.
If just 1 million North Carolinians threw in $100, they could take it and own it, and they could have. Have you ever looked at what camping spots look like in the United States? Look at a map of camping spots in the United States. They're all in the West. They're all west of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Imagine if the people of North Carolina could get together and say, this is in the public domain. 6,500 acres, you could have camping spots all around that.
Yeah.
You could have some really neat trails and facilities. And the name of it is like Fallen Waters. There's like 8 waterfalls. One of them is 180 feet.
I'm going to start selling tab hats.
Yeah.
Take America back.
Yeah. You know what? We have so much public land out west, and it would be really, really cool if people from the east could start buying some of their public land back. So just start buying land back and just putting it in the public domain.
Yeah, that would be...
That's essentially what the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation is doing out west. Yeah. And I'm sure they're doing it. I don't know if they can consider something like this out east.
I was going to say, that's where my mind went. As soon as you said Rocky Mountain Elk, I was like, well, hey, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation.
Right.
Just saying.
But they would have to just, there's enough people. There's a million, there's got to be 1 million people with $100 that go, you know what? I would like to pay that fee right now and go camping later. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's even more. If it's that far east, so much of the United States population is on the East Coast. Yeah. We think it's crowded out here.
Yeah.
In Twin Falls.
Yeah.
But yeah, to have 6,500 acres of virtually untouched Appalachian ecosystem, man, what an opportunity. Anyways, I don't know what's going to happen to that piece of property, but we'll see.
Good luck, North Carolina, right? Or is it South?
North Carolina,
Good luck, North Carolina. I'm hoping for you. I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together. Anyway.
Do you know what he's doing in that scene?
What?
Do you know what Red Green is doing in that scene?
Oh, he's flying.
He's time flying, yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah. All right.
We're all in this together. Anyway, so the next story, Harold, is...
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good impression. And I am Harold.
You are. Anytime I watch that, I know that I do the voice.
Yeah.
And you're my squeak
Uncle Red! Uncle Red!
Yeah. Well, anyway. Okay, Harold.
Why would I do that? All right. That was too far.
We're going to get sued. All right. All right. This is the last thing we have here.
Yeah?
Flex Tail Tiny Pump.
Oh, yeah.
Outdoor gadget.
Yeah, outdoor gadget. This thing is on my feed. It's on my feed. I think because, Memorial Day weekend is this weekend.
Yeah.
And the camping season, summer officially begins. And because I look at a lot of camping stuff online. But this thing is an inflation tool for your bed. It's tiny. It's I don't know. It's the size of a 5-hour energy. Yeah, and it's a pump. It's a battery and a pump, and it just inflates your mattress. Can it inflate your mattress while you're sleeping on it?
That's the question.
Because that's an important.
That's the problem with any sleeping pad that I've ever had.
Yeah,
with air pad that includes air.
Yeah.
I bought a pad that's air filled, but it has foam in it, and I only did that one because it scrunches up smaller than a foam pad.
The idea of air is nice. I get it. The idea of air makes sense. I would love to sleep on a cushion of air. Yes, we all would. The practical application of sleeping on a cushion of air is far, far removed when you're in the woods.
Fill up a balloon.
So
and just watch how it changes within a few hours. It loses its air.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, with all due respect to all those companies, you make fine products for people that love it, but I have never found the word is slipping right now.
The magic?
No, the utility of it.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't found the utility.
Okay. So anyways, I just saw this, and they were using it, for a bunch of other stuff. I've seen a guy, when you watch the show Alone, guys make these straws to put in the bottom of their fire so they can blow the straw and make the fire hotter, right? To grow their fires. Really, really, really cool little straw, almost like an arrow. So I thought you had an antelope story.
Oh yeah, actually we do have a couple more things. I was thinking,
okay. Let's see how the fletchings have gone.
So just kind of gently pull this apart. It's such an easy thing to do.
Bada bing! Look at that.
So it looks like I scuffed it up a little bit when I put it in the.
That's all right. Give it a close up twirl. Nice slow motion. Oh yeah, helical. Nice.
It's not perfect. This is actually probably the worst one I did out of the whole lot, but it was all for demonstration purposes.
That's all right.
And
That's right.
It's a chunk.
We learn by failing, and you've taught us so much.
I hope so.
That's what matters, right?
So, all right. And this glue, by the way, I was going to use this Gorilla Glue, but this is Instant Arrow Glue, and this is what I saw a lot of people online using.
Okay.
So just in case anybody wanted to know what the glue was that I was using. I wanted to talk about the Idaho hunting manual.
Oh, okay.
There's actually an elk and a pronghorn story.
Okay. Oh, that's right, the manual thing.
So, Idaho's newest manual. There's been a few details given out today.
Look at that elk on the front. Is that elk we bugled in this last fall? Is he bigger or smaller than that one?
I think he's smaller than the one that we bugled in.
Ooh.
I think he's smaller. That one, when you showed me that video, I was having a rough day, and you're like, look at this, and I was like, well, whoever that lucky person was,
dude,
that was us, dude. Oh, like it really lifted my mood. I'm like, oh my gosh,
yeah, that was us, brother.
70 yards.
Yeah.
God, I couldn't believe it.
That's a good looking bull.
We just didn't have the right setup. So in here, I go to what we do because is there anything new? Is there anything different? No, there isn't anything different for where we hunt. I will just say though that they give you the elk projections, populations for bull.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. And
so there's some really cool information related to that in general.
If I remember correctly, we are over. I mean, the areas that we hunt in have a higher percentage of bulls. I guess that's
yes.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. So I was just going to read here though. In general, elk herds currently are within or above management objectives in 17 of 22 elk management zones.
Good news.
And that have established numeric objectives for the number of bull elk in 15 of 22 zones with the number of cow elk. So slightly fewer for cow, slightly more for bull. Our zone for bull is above objectives.
And then does it just say Pioneer Zone? Because we hunt the Pioneer Zone. We can say Pioneer Zone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pioneer's above, and and it's within objective for cow.
Okay.
So an area that is below for both, sawtooth.
Really?
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess what that means to me?
What?
Instantly. Wolves.
Oh, really? The first thing I thought was overhunting because that's one of the more popular places people go.
Yes, wolves are overhunting. You have
humans overhunting.
I know. They're both the same. You're right. You're exactly right. We're both right.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the problem. We have too many wolves killing too many elk.
Yeah.
And now we also have sportsmen. If we didn't have the wolves killing some of the elk, we would have more sportsmen buying those tags.
Yeah.
So you say sawtooth. And the reason I say sawtooth is because that area is so inaccessible. That is the Frank Church river of no return wilderness. And if you're going to get in that area, you are going to be there on foot or on raft. And they're really hard to find. So managing wolves in the sawtooth area is really the difficult issue. They're going to change the management of elk or the management of how humans are hunting elk in the sawtooth, because they're having a tough time changing the management of the other predator in the sawtooth, and that's the wolves. Anyways, that's what that says to me. I'm probably way too into that, or farther into that than I need to be. But make sure we're still rolling. Yeah.
We are not.
Oh!
I don't even know where we stopped. I don't know why we
Oh,
stopped.
no. That's weird. Maybe you bumped something when you were messing with the arrow.
Yeah. Don't use salt on the concrete is the last thing.
Wow.
So we lost a whole bunch.
Yeah.
We got 36 minutes.
Okay.
And we lost 20 minutes.
Wow.
We lost 20 minutes. I'm so sorry, man.
Wow. That's okay. That's okay. I wonder if I'll be able to pull some audio off the phone.
Yeah.
Just kind of doctor it up and say sorry. Not that anyone's going to listen that far.
So that might be what you have to do, but at least we know. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna. Should we just not even mess with that then?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll just finish up with some pronghorn. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
That's never happened
I know.
before.
I know. If it was a pattern, then I'd be concerned. But it's never happened before.
We were on a roll.
It's a pretty good
I mean,
roll.
we still have it recorded,
Yeah, we do.
except for that gap on my.
I think my phone says it's still recording. So.
Yeah, my phone's still recording.
Okay.
So just the gap because where my phone breaks up.
Oh, that's right. That 2.15 seconds.
Yeah. It's just a thought I had. I go. I like elk meat,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you want to take some of your elk burger home. We haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to go to waste. So
Okay.
you gave us two. If you want to take one back.
Okay.
So because I just don't want it to go to waste. We're kind of we've slowed down on our meat eating.
Yeah. Okay.
And tomorrow I'm roasting 2 pork butts for our family reunion.
Okay.
So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
anyway,
I have a much more important responsibility for our family reunion.
showing up.
Water.
What that is.
I'm bringing water.
So this thought occurred to me because other than elk, the other venison that I've actually enjoyed eating,
Yeah.
pronghorn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Really good. I really liked it.
where have I seen pronghorn? In Idaho,
All over.
where we go hunting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everywhere we go.
10,000
Yeah.
feet. We've seen them high.
We've seen it
And I was
10,000 feet.
like, what if I could kill something like that while I'm up elk hunting? Or maybe during the summer. When's this pronghorn season
Yeah.
for that area?
Yeah. When is it? Okay. It's early. It's October, right? Sorry, not October, but August.
It's later than I wanted.
Oh.
Where was it? I have the wrong page. I'm sorry. And then
That's all right.
I tore the page.
Any fish and game regulation book is a virtual labyrinth of understanding all the rules and exceptions to the exceptions of the rules, and so it's a little convoluted.
Yeah, September 25th through October 24th.
Okay.
So the last week of hunting up there, but I'm not going to be up there during that.
Yeah.
And because it's an archery only season, do you have to hunt with the archery, or is pronghorn different? But there's only 75 tags available, so you got to put in for a draw.
Oh yeah.
There are some places where they have unlimited tags.
Yeah.
And you can do the unlimited tag as long as it's your first choice.
Oh, really? Like is that the South Hills?
I don't know. Let me see if I can find which one said unlimited. 46, 49. 49 is I've seen them in 49 right there by Fridays of the Moon.
Oh yeah. All over Arco.
Let's see, we're looking for 54 though and 53, isn't that right?
Yeah, 53. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, 53 and 54.
54 does not have an unlimited. It looks like, which I've seen them out there too, south, just by the border and stuff. Yeah, I don't see. Oh, 54. They have 25 tags.
Oh.
But it's September through October. So.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so my dream of maybe being able to get a pronghorn up there is it has a small possibility as long as I draw for a tag.
Yeah. Sometimes late September, when we pull out of there, it's like we're the last men to leave.
Yeah.
Before everything shuts down for the winter. It
Yeah.
feels that way. I know guys go in there rifle hunting.
Yeah.
I know they do.
So.
But anyway, all right.
The motivation is gone.
So gone.
So
obvious.
gone.
That's okay. I'm at 57 minutes on my phone.
Yeah. I'm there.
So that's close enough. We'll call that good, and we'll try to be back here next week.
Cheers.
Goodbye.